Aha, we're live. Hello, welcome to
Ah,
Red Pills and
mateys.
Yeah, well, this is I've got introduction.
This is our first
I am
podcast, the pilot.
yes, indeed.
We're your pilots for today. For the next 20 minutes, or however long this will be, to 3 hours later, take them on a interdimensional journey through the topic cloning. Clones.
Is it doing the automatic switching for you, by the way? Because it's not doing it for me anymore. It's just like this content. Is it doing the switching for you?
Automatic switching.
Yeah, when the video switches.
No.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking a bit today about cloning and I guess ethical questions around that, and just having a general chit chat about it. What are the implications of cloning? Human cloning specifically, isn't it? I think. In terms
Human
of
cloning, yeah.
In terms of
that's our pilot topic. Cloning.
yeah,
we both probably don't know much about it in terms of science or anything, but we know that there was a sheep.
not necessarily a bad.
There was a sheep
Not necessarily
cloned.
a bad. Yeah.
1996.
Yeah, Dolly the sheep. Yeah, I know that. That's the first.
So they cloned. Is the clone still alive?
I think it died. It had some kind of.
Why did they only clone one, and then just not think? Hang on, if we just clone loads of them, we could have more food. Mass production of lambs.
Well, it's very controversial.
It's funny because it was back in the 1990s. Would it be controversial now? Because I think today, if you said, "Oh yeah, all the sheep on the field over there, they're all clones from that one Dolly sheep," I think people would be like, "Oh,
yeah."
I don't think people would care. Or maybe they would still. Maybe people were just scared in the 1990s, like what's going to happen in the year 2000.
Not everyone necessarily agrees that we should eat animals anyway in the first place.
But do you think slightly more ethical if it was like?
If you look at the fuss that's kicked up about GM foods and all the rest of it, that would probably be even more
genetically modified cloned sheep.
Yeah, if you
so far away from organic.
I think. I think. I don't know. That's a difficult question. I think that. I mean, you could even take that even further and just say, could we not just, instead of cloning an entire animal, couldn't we just clone the meat? If you know what I mean, just like not the meat, but like.
Well, apparently they're doing that, aren't they? I say they. I mean, like, aren't scientists?
Yeah.
Doing some labs in terms of cloning meat or something.
I'll probably have.
Because it's all that.
That does ring a bell. At the end of the day, does ring a bell.
McDonald's tonight. We need to save money. We'll just grow our own meat in the laboratory. I wonder if they actually have any money invested in lab like experiments and stuff. Like they experiment on their hamburgers and stuff.
I would not be surprised if it was so.
The McDonald's laboratory. It's like a underground military base where they've just got hundreds of burgers, like all genetically cloned, or they're cloning the most delicious cow.
Millions of McDonald's clones.
They found the holy grail of cows, which just tastes absolutely delicious.
Prime beef.
That's what it's. It's just got Einsteins running around.
Yeah.
Just worshipping the cow, saying, "This is the future."
Yeah, but I think.
But yeah. Because it's funny how like the controversy behind Dolly, the sheep, and now 2016. I feel like if they cloned, if Kim Kardashian came out and said, "I'm getting me myself a clone of me," in those exact words, I think people would be supporting her fan base anyway.
What, make a clone of her?
I can imagine, because like certain celebrities have a complex of death and stuff like that. So I can imagine.
Oh yeah, I mean,
some of them thinking like.
I think
because don't some of them freeze them?
I think
some people want to freeze their brains.
Death is the ultimate complex to have, really. I mean, it's a complex that every human being has, if we're honest, really.
But this is my point. I keep thinking, even if you did clone yourself after you died, it's not you. It's like it's a genetically identical version of you in every way, but it's not. It won't be.
To extend that out again, like obviously you can get.
Yeah.
There's this guy, Aubrey de Grey, I think his name is. He's a man with a massive beard, sciencey fella. I think he's and
more established the bigger the beard.
He's a biologist, from what I remember. I've only seen a few videos of him ages ago, and he's kind of involved with the transhumanism thing. But he is searching into anti-aging, like to stop cells decaying, dying.
Oh, the telomeres. That's what I was reading up on recently. Hang on, sorry. Did you know what?
Not heard of that. I'm gonna look on the because I can do.
We've been talking.
Screen share.
So I'm just eating with my mouth full. This is really unprofessional.
Oh, it doesn't have to be professional. It's YouTube, isn't it? Really.
Imagine sort of sitting there getting really offended. Like,
yeah.
Just trying to explain about cloning.
You eating a.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm talking about cows so much.
Eating Dolly the cloned sheep. Lamburger.
The year 2026, clone burgers.
Yeah.
What about cloning?
26. If man is still alive, if woman can survive.
I think if we cloned endangered species, actually, no, I don't know. Because that's again, it goes into that. Well, you're playing God.
Well, but then
because divine intervention.
I don't think playing God,
or even Darwinism.
I don't think playing God is necessarily.
Well, maybe it's playing Darwinism. Maybe people got it wrong. We're not playing God. We're playing Darwinism because the survival of the fittest. If you're cloning animals that are going extinct, you've got Darwin sitting there going, "No, you idiots! You're getting it all completely wrong. They're dying out because they're weak."
But then I don't know, because Darwinism is about. I mean, my understanding of it is that it's about adaptation to different. Just think the species and beings that can adapt the best and the fastest survive the longest. I guess it's like you said, survival of the fittest, essentially.
So is it not? Shouldn't people be saying it's playing Darwinism? That's my point on this little mini topic. Shouldn't people be saying, "Oh, you're playing Darwinism because you're replicating probably an animal, something that..." I'm saying if we got to the point where the tiger's dying out and there's only 2 left or whatever, and they're like, right, we're going to clone this female and male and start it all off again. Isn't that playing not God but Darwinism in the sense that you're getting rid of? But actually, no, human interventions fucked up the tigers and lions. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
it's that. Maybe we're just muddling too much with everything. We've killed all the tigers. What do we do now? We'll clone them.
I guess, but like, I mean, we should. I mean, science is basically what science is. It's a lot of things, obviously, but like my kind of perception of it is that a lot of it is taking the raw materials of the world and applying them to nature to make life either easier or better, or to solve a problem a lot of the time that exists. You know, that'd be my understanding of what science is. And obviously, there's a scientific method which is using how to explain it, objectively measuring things to come to an objective analysis of what, experimental, performing experiments and getting objective analysis on something to prove that it concretely exists, I guess, in nature.
Could you
which
imagine?
Is a convoluted way of saying it.
Mm.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, I'm still shoveling cow down there. Hang on. Could you imagine living with your clone, as in a 30-year-old, genetically identical, age identical, emotionally, memories identical version of you? Imagine living with like.
It would be weird. Actually, this reminds me.
Hmm.
You've seen Moon, haven't you? The film Moon.
Oh yeah.
Which oh shit, I've just spoiled Moon. No, I haven't really. But anyway, I probably shouldn't talk about it too much anyway. But if you haven't seen Moon, watch it. There is maybe some
Might
kind
be
of
small little reference. Yeah. Maybe someone
yeah,
might
it's
get
just
it.
a
Whoever's
slight
listening will be like.
Anyway, well, I wish you could talk about it. Let's do a spoiler alert now. Let's do a spoiler alert. That's the best way to do it. If you've seen it, because it's probably one of the best films to talk about this. If you've seen the film Moon, stop watching now. Go back onto YouTube, YouPorn, whatever your website is, your website of choice,
Whatever preference,
and do something else. We're going to talk a bit about Moon. So yeah, well, because Moon
film,
obviously it's brilliant. I mean, but a lot of that is basically about cloning as an industrial process. Because it completely
maybe it will
about
go that way.
Because, well, I mean, assuming the world stays the way it is, and the kind of very hyper capitalism kind of model stays in place, I guess, then it could well do, and I think it will do in terms of robots for sure. I mean, I think that's kind of assuming robotics gets to the level, which it already is at a pretty good level in a lot of respects. If it gets to continues to advance, and obviously we do already have automation of a lot of manufacturing and stuff. If that continues and increases, and carries on, then actually there might not be a need for clones because robots can do most of it. And I assume cloning would be a more expensive process in the long run. Yeah, in the short term at least. So my assumption would be that unless, like in Moon, they've got because there is a robot in Moon, obviously, but they just need a human being to keep the other stuff running under this pretense of him doing a 3-year contract and stuff. Very sad film. That film. I heard someone explain it very well. I think saying it's a kind of exploration of contemporary male loneliness, which I thought was quite good way of putting it. I don't know if it's a YouTube comment or something. It might be something I read in a magazine, but I thought that was very
insightful.
accurate. Yeah, it's kind of that isolate.
I guess that's how we're just kind of here to reproduce, do our bit for a short amount of time we're here, and then that's it. That's our only biological purpose. Yeah,
for sure. But then that's just, and on one level that's correct, but also on another level it is reductive too much. I think probably too reductive.
Because life is more than just obviously just having kids and waiting for the yawning grave. There's things to enjoy in between, like burgers with a load of lettuce, and I'm probably making so much audio noise to the person probably sitting there, whoever this is, thinking,
I wouldn't analyse it too much.
Bloody burger now.
Don't worry about it. Like, there's no point analysing it.
No. Because either they're fixated on the topic or they clicked off 10 minutes ago thinking, I can't deal with that burger.
It's switching again now. It wasn't switching before. Oh, well, that's better anyway.
Do you ever think celebrities have, because there's conspiracies on that about a certain people higher up, like elites, the monarchy, all having doubles. Do you think they'd have their own clothes?
Assuming, I don't believe they do now.
Because apparently,
reality, but
this was the most interesting thing I've watched on YouTube recently. The most recent Christmas Queen speech thing. Loads of people are saying that's not the Queen. That's some clone. That's a double because their eyes are brown in it, and I'm sitting there thinking, hang on, the Queen has green eyes. So I'm thinking they have their own little doubles. Imagine that.
I think give it give it 50 years maybe, but I don't think it's happening.
Maybe.
I don't think it's
Do you
happening.
think no? I
No.
don't know.
I mean, like, obviously, people with a lot of money are going to be the first to get access to these technologies.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking who has a lot of money and who would be the kind of, because you wouldn't ask someone in a council that, hello, mate.
Honestly,
you want
honestly, I don't think the Queen's
billion.
cloned. I don't think the Queen's cloned. In all honesty,
I think there's 20 of her. I think
it's
like 100.
It's just like Moon. They just store her in a
Exactly.
capsule underneath Buckingham Palace.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We laugh, but we might be onto something.
Well, we're going to be dead by tomorrow if we are. The Queen's soldiers will come around and just beat the shit out. Well, just like, I don't know.
They're probably clones. You ever thought
Make it
they
look
all
like
look
an accident?
Yeah, because they all look like clones. Because they've all got the same uniform. This makes me think of like military and industrial complex, like a military industrial complex. They all look like clones. Even back from World War II, how they're marching in sync.
Yeah,
and you kind of think if we are all one and we're all the same consciousness,
yeah,
that to me looks like, you know, something out of Star Wars Episode 2. We've got all the soldiers and all clones. It's a big reference. Maybe that's a big reference.
That's because stormtroopers are like the imagery of that. A lot of that imagery comes from the Nazis, and the Nazis who are masters at propaganda and masters of like tricking people with this kind of that kind of displays of power.
Maybe we all turn into clones. If we get into a certain ideology or thought pattern, like I'm this, I believe in this, I believe in this, you turn into a clone. And you don't realize it.
I mean, yeah, we all do it. I mean, we all do it to one level, and part of being a free-thinking individual is not doing it too much about any one thing. But everyone mirrors an attitude or of others for sure. I mean, you're influenced by people. You can't help be influenced by thinkers. You know, whether it's whatever you're into, like, whatever you're thinking about at any one time, you are going to be influenced by. And you can't deny influence in everything in your life. No one's a blank. No man is an island, I suppose would be a good phrase for it. But
John Bon Jovi. So John Bon Jovi quote.
Is he really?
That's a John Bon Jovi quote. I heard it in the film. I heard it in a film about a boy. So the opening scene. They asked someone on who wants to be a millionaire. Yeah, it's so far removed. Someone who wants to be a millionaire gets asked on the movie about a boy who said the statement, "No man is an island," and the man goes, "John Bon Jovi, too easy, and if I may say so, a complete load of bollocks," because the man in the film thinks he is an island.
Man, you know you've done something wrong when you think you're an island.
I thought that once. I thought I was an island for a little bit, for a month or so. I was just like,
were you on
completely off the radar?
were you on acid?
I must have been. No. I think that whole thing, who wants to be an island, is from it's that idea of just living with yourself and not needing anyone else. But you can't do it. It's impossible. Well, no,
you need to anyway, go back to the thing about the mirroring. And it was interesting the point you're getting on about like how men in uniforms and the military industrial complex and all the rest of it,
like clones. Yeah,
it's part of the necessary. It's part. It's not necessary. I'm not saying it's necessary. I'm just saying in the culture of the military and the military industrial complex, it's essentially you have to train human beings to do something which is pretty unnatural, which is to kill other human beings. So in order to justify that, you have to
complete opposite of what we should instinct. Because you never get like babies or children or toddlers thinking, "Where's the sharp weapon? I need to go and..."
Unless the psychopaths, obviously, which psychopaths exist, and that's true. But like,
never see any psychopathic babies or toddlers though. You never hear that in the
they will be. I mean, I assume they will be. I mean, I don't know that much about psychopathy, but I know that it's all the evidence points to it being a biological based in nature, deep brain structures and stuff.
Criminal psychology.
So I think I saw a documentary on it ages ago, and it pretty much said that your psychopaths are born. But that's probably still an open question, I guess.
Because I just presume
I'm probably taught as well.
It's
Like,
an
I mean,
illness
if,
in our
for
culture.
example, maybe, but like, if I think there probably are a few examples where it can be triggered more. Like, for example, if I don't know, like really bad parents that beat the shit out of you or something, then that probably would
Mm.
not help with developing empathy for other human beings, I guess.
No, yeah. So there's definitely
Like
cause and
Stalin,
effect.
I'm pretty sure Stalin he was obviously a psychopath in a lot of ways, or a sociopath or whatever.
Day
But
one.
he's a bad man either way. But like
Hey.
I'm pretty sure he was beaten by his dad or something. Not that that necessarily created Stalin the horror, but
Mm.
it's just an interesting aside.
So was Michael
But,
Jackson, but he had his own complexes, I assume.
Well, the thing is with like uniforms and that is basically if everyone looks exactly the same as you, then it's just another level of manipulation to make it so that instill in you that you have no individuality, you are part of this group, and also it's part of in the military. It's
Mm.
instilling that sense of you know, because obviously in the military you've got to protect the man by your side and blah 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 blah. It's all about. I mean, a lot of it's kind of just bollocks.
A lot of it's
but
hypocritical, yeah. So like you got to protect your army, but kill this one. It's just like
yeah, I mean, it is.
I don't even know what kind of relationship. I mean, obviously you can form relationships with your comrades and stuff like that, but you know, it'd be a completely different story if they were on the other side of the fence. And it seems like in the way that works, it seems like it's all business in the sense that whoever they kill is not even personal to them. It's just they were on the wrong side.
Well, that's war, isn't it? It's madness basically. But then you always got to bear in mind is rarely do people want to go into a war situation or go into not many people. Unless
do.
obviously you
Some
are.
are up for it. Some are like. Some
Well,
just
yeah, it's
sign
because they
up
don't know what. I mean,
go.
from the top of my heart, I've never been in a war. I've never been
No.
near a war, so I have no idea what it's like. But I've watched enough media. I've consumed enough war poetry. I've read enough about it to know I never want to go there. But you got to bear in mind, back in the day, there was a lot of jingoism and kind of propaganda about war, and it was seen as this great adventure for, especially in the First World War, and then you got poor lads in the trenches getting just in hell basically. But anyway, we're kind of going off on this tangent now, aren't we? I suppose we should probably get back on track. Onto cloning.
I mean, it's interesting how we jump from the army from cloning to the army because it is. That's what
it's not. It's kind of related because like I said, the military is an example of psychological cloning in a lot of ways, I guess. In the sense of everyone has to follow orders. I mean, it's a very hierarchical structure, the army. So if you don't follow these orders, which kind of makes sense in the logic of the actual war is,
you can't have them just going out there, and none of them not knowing what they're doing, and
you can't. Yeah, you can't have like you can't be in a war zone and then have a debating society going on about what you're going to do because it just wouldn't work. Because war is just like someone's shooting at you.
Messy.
Not like you're going to be like, right, let's take a vote on this and have a philosophical debate about whether we should shoot back or blah blah blah. Like, or how we should attack them or where should we attack them from. So that's just reminded me. Like, I read an interesting thing by Carl Jung ages ago about war. It's in the Red Book, which I've got a copy of somewhere, and it says that it's basically saying what you were saying before about the whole thing of both sides should just, in an ideal world, obviously, which unfortunately we don't live in all the time, should recognize that if you kill something within yourself when you kill other people in war, and that's kind of the idea that it's expressed in there. I don't know what the phrase is, but it's just something like every time a soldier kills another person, he kills another part of himself inside of them.
Kills a bit of his soul, I can imagine.
Yeah, essentially that's what it is. Yeah.
Especially if it's like a civilian. My God, how do you? I don't know. That would probably create its own conflict. Killing someone you didn't even bloody mean
no
to.
doubt.
You can even apologise afterwards. You'd probably just be an absolute shock.
Well, I mean, all the atrocities that go on war, and then the sad thing about it is because of the, like you said, the kind of clone consciousness, if you want to call it that, or the kind of instilled you know,
Obey.
very, very strict regime. Well, yeah, I mean, and then you know,
Obey.
like,
I'm trying to think,
even
what film is that from?
if you look at
Yeah.
the one with the glasses on, it's they,
Mm.
the film they.
They
And
live. They
it's
live.
kind of
That's it.
that's it. Yeah, I've not seen that film. I've only seen clips of it.
It's amazing.
Um,
Changed my perspective on my reality. But that's for another topic. We should leave that to the last podcast. The shape-shifting
what is reality?
reptilians. That's
No.
a power of, you know.
no,
That's
no.
not for
Well,
this
yeah, I
topic.
believe that too.
Maybe they're clones. Maybe they're.
No, leave it.
We're going on hikes. We're going on David
Rabbit
Icke
holes,
territory.
rabbit holes within rabbit holes,
I'm
rabbit
stumped.
holes within rabbit holes within rabbit holes.
Yeah,
It's all a big fractal.
tumbling down the
It's all a
rabbit
big
hole.
fractal. We are the rabbit hole.
We are the rabbit hole. Because
I don't know what that means.
I kind of think of like certain celebrities, which ones would be up for cloning? Like I was saying earlier about the old Kim Kardashian. I don't know why I used her as an example. I just see it as a kind of.
I'd assume extremely vain celebrities would want to do it.
Well, that's what I'm kind of thinking.
To be
Certain
honest.
people would probably either the super rich elite. Hence why I went to the first people I could think of being a British subject of England's Queen and country. I went straight for you know, the royals clone and stuff.
We're going to get arrested for treason now. You realise? We'll get arrested for treason now. You realise?
Let's.
Oh well.
First thing I'd say,
good.
if that was the case, that'd be the first thing I'd say would be, can I have my clone? Can I have a clone? Can I have 10, 20? Because now I kind of think, imagine if you had your clone and you were telepathically linked to it, and you could.
Here's a head fuck. Here's
the original.
Yeah, here's a head fuck for you. What if you could make a clone of yourself, but you make it the opposite gender? What about that? How much of a head fuck would that be?
I think I've fallen in love.
Well, I mean,
that's scary, isn't it? It'd be incest.
It's quite interesting what you're saying.
Fall in love with your female clone.
You're saying you'd fall in love, but there's quite apparently. I don't know if this.
Or I'd get bloody annoyed.
But apparently, you look for it facially. You look for people who have similar facial features to you and a partner. Apparently,
do you?
I don't know. I don't know all the science behind it, and I don't know if it's concrete. But
I'm looking for a woman with
apparently,
a beard, and
you look for women or men or whatever you're into who have similar facial structure, facial whatever features to yourself, and then so there is that kind of. In theory, there is that kind of vanity within all of us that we look for in the other.
I guess so, because that all goes back to Darwinism, the whole kind of finding because the main thing people look out for is how healthy is this person, how attractive it is. First thing, it's how attractive it is. It doesn't matter how nice your personality is or anything like that. Is first thing is initially.
That's another point as well, actually.
Yeah.
If cloning, this is just made me think of a really good discussion point, actually. If human cloning becomes a real thing, it's kind of like Brave New World, I suppose, this as well. If human cloning becomes a real thing, where does that leave sex and reproduction? Where does that leave sex and reproduction in the picture of actual? I mean, it could
probably
Brave New World.
I assume if that happened. Not maybe they make it illegal.
Have you ever read Brave New World? Or
it's a
well, there's lots of dystopias.
Yeah.
But there's the film THX 1138 by George Lucas. The first film we did before Star Wars, maybe the only film, but I'm not 100%. That's basically about a world where there's no sex, as far as I can remember, and then everyone's kind of, it's like a bit like Orwell, but a bit different as well.
Oh yeah.
And there's all these robots everywhere. They're all going to it's like a sexless world, and they kind of just
scary.
Yeah, I can't remember if they take pills all the time, but like I mean, like, because obviously, you know, sex is a very important thing in terms of like, it's nice for one. It's good to have sex.
It's very human. I mean, you can't get more human than.
Well, not necessarily.
With
All all animals have to fuck. I mean, that's just the fact.
Oh
isn't it?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
all animals
Sorry,
have to,
sorry.
well,
I completely
some,
forgot about the other animal kingdom and all the other mammals and
I mean,
reptiles and
and
all the
that's.
other stuff.
I mean, obviously, we do it at a higher level because we've got higher brains which work on a better,
It's funny,
not better
man.
necessarily,
But-
but work at
Yeah.
a higher level than most animals.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Because
miss
even
that
for us, some of
today.
it, yeah. Because even for
I
us,
mean,
some of us see it as a spiritual thing. Some of us don't, and just see it as a night out or a bonus to a night out.
Yeah.
You won't care. It'll be on episode 7. It'll be on episode 7. He would love
no
to throw in his.
names, no names.
You can
You
bleep
went
it.
down.
Bleep it. I'll bleep it. I'll go into the editing booth. Just bleep. Try and find that
Yeah.
exact bit. That will get sued by my best mate. We were best friends for so long, and then he sued me. Why? Because I said that is a
Just
bonus.
let's
to
leave
come
it.
out. I'm digging that hole. Right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, yeah, sex is an important thing, I think, and if you get that, it's part of the human soul, if you want to call
What
it
about
that as well. I
clones
think
doing
in some
it?
respects,
Imagine
natural,
clones doing it though. Clones, as in clones.
Oh man,
If they actually.
the scenarios could be so fucked. You could
So then, if you
create a clone of
had a
yourself
clone,
and then a female clone of yourself, get them to
yourself,
fuck and then
and
watch them.
get them.
Like what's that thing, like cuckold or whatever they call it? Like, except yourself and then watch yourself fucking yourself, and then just film it or something, and then you think, what the fuck have we come to?
Think your ego, the planet, wouldn't you?
What has science done? What has science done?
That's what scientists in the basement right now are
It's
dealing
like-
with the
It's
sheep
like
problem.
the maximum level of perversion, or like you know, like how Bill Hicks has got that bit about, like, this is horrible now, but sucking your own dick on his stand-up routine. Well,
Imagine
you
that's
could.
the only reason you
someone
want to clone. That's the
someone
only
could make
reason you want to clone.
video mail. Yeah, it's like
Finally, it's like finally.
I can suck my own penis while someone is sucking my penis as well at the same time.
They're making a new film called The Human Centipede Clone 2.0. So that's where the future. Year 2700. That will be the craze. Human centipede clone penis. Like a caterpillar.
Anyway,
going in a
we've gone
circle.
We've gone down a perverted and strange rabbit hole now. I'm just trying to think of even more perverted
I think we just predicted the year 2808.
Yeah.
We just
I hope not.
People laughing, going, "No, year 2050, you fool." Not that long ago.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Hopefully people won't be doing that.
I would like.
Yeah, it'll be fucked. It's like incest, but worse. If there's such a thing as possible.
Yeah. Because I guess it would be all right to obviously have a clone. Imagine having a clone of like a relative who's been recently deceased. Would that be a comfort, or would that drive you to madness?
It's not passable. It's not a passable thing to do. Still, I don't think it, because how are you dealing with your the pain that exists from that person passing? It'll just make it in a way worse, because I mean, well, if you can clone them at exactly the same age, it's just like you've got a copy of someone, and yeah, for all intents and purposes, I guess if you can do mind uploading or whatever, then they could be a bit like the person or exactly the same. But technology is thousands of years away, probably, maybe hundreds. Well, I'll put it hundreds actually. But
could be 10 minutes.
It doesn't feel like a natural
stumbling onto it tomorrow. Yeah.
I mean, basically, I think cloning. Change this a bit now. Like, I think cloning could be morally correct in some circumstances.
People clone their pets all the time.
Like you're saying before. I think cloning body parts, or cloning, like, is it stem cell stuff that they do this with? Create new organs in labs. That is brilliant science. I think that's good science.
I would love
I think
that.
that's
I would
really
love that. Just
potential.
just to, if
'Cause,
the
like, and,
NHS was that advanced, you're like, okay, sir, you're now 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 70 or whatever. We have 20 hearts at the ready, 15 kidneys, 20 pairs of lungs, 10 brains. Imagine that. You could. Ooh, that's a scary one.
brain. I don't. To be honest, I don't think the brain. Yeah, I don't think brain transplants are going to be possible. And it just makes me feel sick to even think about it. It's one of the funny things. I don't really like anything to do with brains. It just makes you feel icky inside.
Even the autopsy.
Mostly because they kind of. Yeah, I hate it because it's weird. I'm thinking about it. It's like going off on the tangent again now, but like when you actually think
there is a film.
My actual self is this weird muscle is in my head, and
there is a film,
right? You know,
there is a film called
Man with Two Brains. There is a film.
You know the Saw franchise,
on,
right? No. You know the Saw franchise. I think it's the 4th or 5th one. I don't know why I used to watch them as a teenager because I can't watch them these days. Isn't that weird? I just can't watch any of the Saw franchises because there's one scene in the 4th or 5th one where they're doing autopsy on the Saw, the actual psychopathic genius behind the Saw creations. They're removing his brain, and just that. Like the scene is so realistic in terms of makeup and just how this is actually like a dummy on set, but it's detailed so well, and it's so the way they did it. I was watching it and I just kind of sat there and thought, no, this is we shouldn't be taking brains out because that's a movie. And I sat there thinking, someone gets paid to do that, someone goes home and has dinner after doing that.
It's pretty fucked up, really, when it comes to brain stuff. I mean, we're saying this though. Brain surgery is not fucked up, and people have brain surgery all the time. But then I suppose
when they're taking it out,
I'm squeamish. I'm squeamish about brain surgery. You can see me shaking already. I mean, it is a thing that already exists. But in terms of I mean, I think one place where it genuinely does become Frankenstein science is when it's taking someone's body and swapping the brain of it and all the rest of it. That's real Frankenstein science. That's just.
I'm sure there is someone who's.
I don't think that can be justified. I mean, but you know what? I reckon it will happen eventually. That some mad fucker is going to get like, just do some crazy experiments and create like two-headed people with like different swap their brains and shit. Like, because I mean, think about what the Nazis did in the Second World War. Like, no one could imagine all that mad science that they went and did, which is all fucked up and horrible. Experiments on human beings, all the rest of it.
Who knows what they actually discovered?
Hopefully we won't have a third world war because it would be a bit shit for everyone involved. But like, if we had an extreme situation arise like that again, then that kind of fosters an environment for really bad science to take place again. Which is why we have to not have that happen again. Do good science instead.
Exactly.
Which is a very rambling way of saying.
But then you got to define what. Like, I know what you mean by good science, but you know, do you think it's okay to kill 200 cloned mice in the just to save human life? I mean, or cloned. Imagine honestly, that with cloned humans, because there was a Doctor Who episode where they cloned people and they did all these weird tests on them.
Doppelganger. Was it doppelganger?
I think so. They're in a hospital and they kept them in little. They kept them all in like little pods, and they kept pumping them with like diseases and stuff to see. And like the only reason the only reason people were super healthy on the planet is because they had the clone versions of them.
Doctor Who. It's David Tennant one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like the idea of this utopia, but it's only a utopia because everyone has a cloned version of themselves, and the clone version
sure, but that
gets all the shit.
I think what you're saying about the mice is slightly different because mice haven't got as highly developed brains as us.
Fuck the mice.
And I'm not saying that, but I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
I couldn't do
mice are alright, but I mean, I couldn't do it. I mean, I wouldn't want to be fucking around with mice personally, but then I think, I don't know. It's a tough one. I mean, if
Yeah.
by
How many mice trying to say
it's,
discover a new disease? Because they're every day.
but then
Probably mice are getting.
like if you look at if you think of all science, I mean, all science, every scientific development has always had this element of having to do morally ambiguous things for a greater good. It's a kind of a question of
Yeah, it seems like
a
the
greater.
opposite of what spirituality is. Because spirituality would look at, like, say, a mice or mouse or something, and say, just leave it.
That's
It's
not
there.
separate.
Yeah, it's all connected. Just leave it. Whereas science is kind of like,
Well,
get that mice
yeah, but
and-
that's one form of spirituality, though. That's well, I don't know what. Well, that's a very generalistic form of spirituality that sees everything as one, and everything has got a right to exist, and everything, every being, everything is just part of this greater whole. Which, on one level, yeah, sure, that's true. But then, is life really that simple that you can, you know? I mean, I struggle with this question. I struggle with this question a lot myself because I am, like I said, I've mentioned before to you and stuff. I'm pantheist, but even though, which is basically Richard Dawkins called it sexed up atheism. But it's basically the idea that, I don't know why he used the word sexed up. Just atheism, being an atheist basically, but with a more mystical view of the universe. A lot of respect, but it's basically the idea that everything is the universe is equivalent to God, and that that's it basically, I guess, in a nutshell. But then that would mean that I'm as much all the elements and stuff that make up me, all the animals around me, and all the beings and all the insects and all the rest of it. They're kind of composed in the same chemical element. I mean, look, I'm describing in scientific language, obviously, but so in a way that's correct. But then also there is a kind of hierarchy of, I mean, for me personally, there's a hierarchy of how much I give a shit about a human being compared to like a fly, for example, which is a stupid example, but obviously I value human beings' life a fucking hell of a lot more than a fly.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, Russell Brand says.
Yeah.
I know Russell Brand says he tolerates the fire if it floats into his room. So would I. But wasps. Fuck.
Try to. Yeah, I was almost attacked by a massive hornet when I was younger, and then
yeah, well, I can remember when we were living in that house. I had a hornet in my room, and I had to throw a book at it, and I squashed it quite considerably. Killed it. It was it was like that big or something. It's like this big.
Because you look at certain animals. I mean, like yesterday, for example, took my dog for a walk, and
yeah.
He ran back to me and he found a giant squirrel, and he just had a dead squirrel in his mouth, right? And like, I was looking at it, and it's just the weird thing of, like, all animals, like squirrels, they all look identical. They all look like clones of each other, but they're not. They've all got their own individual journeys to go on.
Well, yeah, and squirrels. I don't know this because I've never been a squirrel, as far as I know, but squirrels,
past life.
Squirrels would be able to recognise each other, I guess. I don't know that actually. The answer to the question, but I guess they'd have enough variation in their faces to be able to recognise differences. Maybe it's just because, I guess I don't know really. To be honest.
No. How long have we been streaming for? We've been streaming for.
Quite a while. Probably about an hour, 50 minutes.
Have we? That's all right. It's not too bad for the topic of cloning.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered most of it anyway, with some tangents off on the side, which is what you want anyway.
We seem to be on the same conclusion of it. It seems okay, but there are certain taboos to it, like don't clone yourself, and then clone a female version.
Don't clone yourself.
Clone version.
Don't do that. don't fucking. I mean, I hope YouPorn doesn't get ideas.
I actually never thought I'd ever think of that scenario, ever. A clone version of me and a clone female version, and then that clone has a baby clone. Then you've got
what would that be?
You've got the seed of Satan.
it would come out and it'd just be like this ball of just horrifying flesh, and it'd just be like,
Well, they say that about like even interbreeding anyway. Like that, if you get genetic structures that are too similar,
oh yeah,
there's all
incest,
kinds of
incest creates
implications.
monsters. Incest creates monsters. So can you imagine what exact same genetic material and exact same genetic material? Like, it would be
Like I said,
horrible. It would. I mean,
seed of Satan. That's what I keep saying.
oh,
Seed
yeah,
of
exactly.
Satan.
So if we want to make the Antichrist real, let's do this. I don't know, but
Maybe we've stumbled into creating the Antichrist, or we've worked out how he will manifest.
yeah. Well,
And then the Antichrist will manifest, and then he'll clone himself 1 billion times, and then the world will be just populated by the cloned son
And
of
then
the
there'll just
clone
be
of the
the
clone of it.
millions of Antichrists sucking each other's dicks.
Doing a circle like a human centipede. Oh no, the end of the
Like
world.
if you do the
Very fucking
Antichrist circle jerk. Just like millions of Antichrists.
That's what the snake eating its own
Doing
tail
each other
is.
blowjobs and jacking each
that-
other off and hand jobs. millions of little meanie Satans just jacking each other off until the red jizz squeezes everywhere, and the final apocalypse of the world.
And the
world
seas
just
turned red.
flooded with red. And the seas turned red from Satan's jism. Yeah. The sea went red. The seas turned red from Satan's jism of the clones that he made of his own penis. There you go, got it. That's it. That's cleaned and sorted. Yeah, that's probably a good way to say it. It kind of ties in with red pills, no coffee, but yeah.
It's that idea, if you were sitting in a pub talking
Can't
about
believe
this,
it.
you'd just be labelled as absolutely fucking mental. Thank God for the internet.
It's not mental. It's all the questions we have to keep on.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I just thought I'd end the podcast on a light note, but
Yeah.
not a light note. The apocalypse plus devil jism. It's probably not a light note. It's probably just
just predicted
horrible note for anyone.
Judgment Day. Yeah. If it ain't the robots getting us, it's the clones.
It's the fucking
Or
Antichrist.
the Antichrist clone. The
It's
Antichrist
Lord's.
clone.
But then obviously I don't believe in the Antichrist.
I was talking to my mate about it, about Christ consciousness, and that's what we need to ascend to. It's a whole other topic. Christ, that's what
No,
because he doesn't.
I've thought about that quite a lot.
Because he doesn't believe in the old resurrection crucifixion story. But for me, I think what we've got to take from it is when Christ died on the cross, what he was just initially trying to do was just usher in his own, get rid of all sins and usher in his kind of like heaven on earth, in the sense that we should all just love each other and blah, 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 and not kill each other. We can all think at that consciousness. We would have world peace, but we can't, because we've got people who think, oh, I'm going to go and kill this person, or you got people who just have envy in their hearts and this, and so I mean you've got corporate, like George Carlin said, you've got corporations and stuff who don't want that, and they're perpetually trying to make the opposite of that in terms of establishing yourself through materialistic goods, cars.
I mean, like George Carlin also said all religions are bullshit as well, though.
Maybe that's
the same time.
Next episode. Carlin.
I think so. Yeah, we can go into
resurrection of Carlin and Hicks. Resurrection of cars.
Religion. Religion will probably be like an hour podcast because it goes on and on forever. But obviously, it'll be quite interesting because we're more or less.
Yeah. We'll get into a full heated.
Well, yeah, probably will do. But that's
what happened to me the other day.
But like, obviously, you're a Christian and I'm not, so it'll be quite interesting. Obviously,
I'm trying not to even like call myself that, if that makes sense. I'm just trying to call myself like me, but like, is it weird that I'm trying not to distinguish myself as that, because there's so much negative connotations of what's happened with it in the past. I'm just someone who believes in Jesus Christ, but I think as soon as I say that, I think it makes me. People would automatically presume I'm anti gay
This, that, and
marriage
that,
and all
yeah.
this stuff. There's so much stigma attached to that. I think that it has to, like Bill Hicks says, it has to evolve. And what I'm trying to take from the resurrection, death and resurrection is we need to amplify or at least focus on those positive aspects he was trying to get across and nothing else. Because I think the Bible and all of it's been rewritten, manipulated. There's a control system behind it. Like I think.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
we're getting on to the next podcast now.
Yeah,
we're getting on to the next one. So should we say goodbye to our massive YouTube audience?
Yeah, of one, no, two,
Whoever's watching this.
3. It'd be 3. You, me, and my mate Aaron for calling him out.
I'll share it around and shit. It'll be funny, and then whoever randomly falls in this. So yeah, leave us comments and shite.
Ramblings of a madman. Ramblings of a madman.
Okay, I'll probably I might Twitch subscribe as well in a bit. Right.
Cool.
I'll stop it now. Stop the broadcast.
Cool, man. All right, buddy.
YouTube. See you in a bit.
Goodbye.
Bye.